Welcome everybody. Welcome to a Saturday evening stream. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing great. I'm doing fine. I haven't worked on the track since yesterday though. I just went through it and deleted some stuff and basically made up my mind of what I wanted to do, what I think would be cool to do. I have a couple of ideas. I also watched a couple of videos last night and one of them had a couple of vocals in there that I think could maybe work. So I ripped that from YouTube and we're probably gonna see if we can make that one work in his intro. I don't have an idea, or I don't have a drop yet. Like yesterday we ended working on the drop a little bit. We had a couple of ideas. Listened back to it today and I thought like, well, I want to do something better. So we're gonna work on it today again. Let me grab my headphones so that we can switch over. I'll do this view for now and probably switch over to the other view later. So welcome. Everything set up correctly. Go. Okay, nice. So yeah, I have that all the bases removed except for this one. I still left this one. I'm not entirely sure if I want to keep this one in the intro. It kind of fits, but I think if I'm going to put a vocal in there, it might not really, well, I think all the space is basically used up when we use this bass sound here. So if we're going to put a vocal in the intro, then we basically are not going to be able to do anything here vocal-wise because there's just too much stuff happening already. So maybe I'll not use this one and just have like because there's already a bass layer right here, so like a Reese layer. So I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I'll high pass this one and only use the high frequencies of it or something, or filter it or whatever. But we'll figure that one out. Now the most important thing is going to be the drop, and I was thinking, and because we are gonna have this intro, and the way this intro ends right now, so we have this, right? Now, yesterday I was going straight into the drums, basically straight into that pattern. And that's gonna work, I think. It could work if we're gonna go for like a really roller kind of track. But I think after this intro, what could be really cool, and that's especially because I found a couple of interesting vocals. We still have to chop them out of the documentary, by the way. I have it saved. We're going to do that probably in just a little bit. And maybe process the vocal a little bit to make it sounding interesting. And what I was thinking of doing, is you can already see what I've done right here, is have this thing right here. And it needs to sort of like build more, even more than what it's already doing. And then right at this first kick drum, you can see I've cut out all of the drums for like, what is that, 4 bars, and basically just have like a section where there's no drums at the start of the drop, where we're just gonna have the bass playing by itself, and then the drums are gonna come in after 4 bars, which is quite a long time actually, but I think that's gonna be really fun to do. And then have like a sort of like a bass sound at the start, as if well, it's gonna be some kind of sub-drop, pitch drop kind of bass sound, but it needs to go really low. Like so low that it sounds as if it's collapsing in on itself or something like that. That could be really fun. And then another bass sound that is coming up afterwards, so like pitching up maybe, so like giving it a bit of a rising kind of sound, and then going into this section, which is maybe gonna be a different bass sound, sort of like a response bass sound to that section, and that is then going to repeat in this section again, but then with the drums. I think that could be a very cool thing to do. But first, I think doing that vocal would be a good thing to start off with, because then we also can find, we're just gonna have to look through the documentary a little bit and find like sections that we can use, because I think we need a section, a little vocal right here in front of that thing, and it needs to be something that, well, I found a documentary about black holes. I love space documentaries, and when I was making this thing yesterday, I kind of also said at one point that these chords kind of made me remind the background music sometimes that you hear in like documentaries about space and all that kind of stuff, especially that chord change. Like this thing. In a way. So I was watching a couple of documentaries and I found one that I thought, this one has an interesting sound. It's we might have to clean it up a bit though, because there's probably going to be some background sound in that vocal as well. It should be this one, if I'm correct. Let's just have a little listen. Yeah, it's this one. I already recognize it. So you can see, if you want to watch the video, what exactly is a black hole event horizon? Event horizon. I think that's the YouTube channel actually, Event Horizon, and I think the other thing is the video name. But I picked this one because it has relatively little background music, and the background music that is in here is mostly just sort of like drones in the background. There's not really much percussion, there's not really much drums or other things going on that are really like melodic or anything like that. It's mostly just drones in the background of this voiceover, which is really, well, that's what you need basically. So a lot of times they'll put like classical music behind it as well, and it sounds good in the documentary, but for sampling it's really not nice because there's a lot of melodic content, right? So it's gonna be very hard to clean up, very hard to filter that out, or to remove that with noise denoising plugins, for instance, or something like that. And if it's like a drone, and especially this section right here where we have like a section of that drone playing, we can capture the noise profile of this and remove it from the voiceover. Basically, it's not going to be perfect because there's probably going to be changes in the background sound throughout the whole documentary. So there's probably going to be sections where we might have to chop it up in different sections and stuff like that. But we can definitely clean this up. So I have it is with sort of like a female voiceover, and I think that's going to be really fun. So it sounds like this. Let's see if it's unwarped. Yes, it is unwarped. Okay.
Black holes remain very enigmatic.
See, it's kind of like that.
Black holes remain very enigmatic.
And it has like all that kind of stuff.
Even with this iconic photo.
And I think with some processing, that's going to be really fun. So the first thing I want to try is how clean we can get it by capturing the noise profile of this thing with Isotope RX. So I'm just going to take Isotope RX Spectral Denoise. I'm just going to drop it on here. And this is what we get. Now I'm just going to loop this section, if I can. And I'm just going to play this. And I'm going to click the Learn button. So now we're hearing the actual drone. And we can just do this. And that's what we're left with. So it's considerably quieter. Now the question is, how does the vocal sound in the other sections?
Even with this iconic photo, black hole.
See, here we have a different drone. I can hear it.
Even with this iconic.
But luckily there's also sections here, and we don't need much, to be quite honest. This is quite enough already, I think. We can just loop this, and if we capture the noise profile here, Okay, it changes right here, so everything after here has a different background drone. Let's just capture the noise profile of this section, which is going to be quite short, but let's see if that works. Has a bit of noise in it as well, so it might not be the best, but that's what we're left with.
Black holes remain very enigmatic.
That's quite well compared to this.
Black holes remain very enigmatic.
That has like a clear drone in the background.
Black holes remain very enigmatic.
That's way better. If you just gate it afterwards, it's going to be much cleaner than what it was before. So I'm probably going to just have to go through this and find good vocals. And then clean them up afterwards and just find like sections that are close to that vocal where I can sample the noise profile of the drone in the background of that section of the voiceover. And then just do it that way. But I think what I'll do first is just, let's just process it a little bit so that we can kind of hear what it sounds like processed. And then find like good sections that'll work somewhere in this intro and then just clean those up. Yeah, Saturday stream. I said yesterday I'm going to be streaming more the coming 2 weeks, and there's probably going to be a couple of successive days. Tonight is one of them. That will work on a sci-fi kind of track. Yeah, well, I mean, like this intro is giving me a bit of, I don't know, like I said, a bit of almost like space documentary music kind of vibes. Like the intro, mostly, because we don't have much of a drop yet, but although it became a bit more spooky because of the fact that we went for that Locrian sound yesterday. But I kind of do like that, so... And I mean, the documentary is about black holes, so there's probably going to be some ominous little vocal part phrase in there that we can use. Yeah, okay, I'll show you it with this extra bass layer. And then here we're gonna have some bass coming in. And then there the drums come in. So that's gonna be fun. But we first need to fix the intro with that vocal. Let's process this vocal a bit and see what we get. So yeah, first thing is gonna be Isotope RX. So I'm just gonna leave that here. I'm just gonna leave that. I'm gonna use it when I'm gonna clean things up. So after that, we're probably gonna have a gate, but I might not even need it after this denoising thing, so we can always add that later. I guess we'll do some pitch shifting on it. Let's do a little altar boy. Start with an octave down.
In April 2019, a truly incredible event occurred in astronomy and astrophysics. A radio photograph of a black hole.
Okay, let's group that. I'm just gonna let it play.
In April 2019, a truly incredible event occurred in astronomy and astrophysics. A radio photograph of a black hole was announced and released.
Duplicate that.
Taken and processed over a 2-week period in April of 2017 by the Event Horizon Telescope collaboration, but analysis took some time.
Duplicate it again.
5,000 trillion bytes of data were collected and analysed, and reported in 6 research papers in the Astrophysical Journal Letters. This is the black hole in the centre of the galaxy Messier 87, or M87 for short, a supergiant elliptical galaxy about 55 million light-years from Earth. The image is, in a sense, not really of the black hole itself, but what is called its shadow, since there is no way to really photograph a black hole. but only the light well that energy disappears into, and around which the superheated matter and energy orbit before it all falls into it. Still, after decades of artists' impressions of what a black hole might look like, we have finally seen what we can of one. A recent analysis of this photograph has also captured the swirling magnetic field around it, seen through polarized light, and also the mysterious super-energetic...
I mean, that's pretty much what we need. Let's do a little bit of little radiator as well. I think that one... No. Well, which one was it? Little micro shift. That one is pretty nice. Just do a little bit of that. Just like about 50% mix and just have that. Sort of like making it a little bit more...
In April 2019, a truly incredible event occurred in astronomy and astrophysics.
Let's do it a lot
A
lower.
radio photograph of a black hole was announced.
Maybe in front of... Oh, no, not there. Maybe in front of the rack here.
In April 2019, a truly incredible event. In April 2019...
Yeah, it's actually a bit much, maybe. Let's do a little bit of EQ on it, because it has a lot at low end that we don't need. We just need sort of like the character of that pitching down.
In April 2019, a truly incredible event occurred in astronomy and astrophysics. A radio photograph of...
Okay, we're also going to do a de-esser. Let's just use... let's just grab FabFilter Pro DS.
In April 2019, a truly incredible event occurred in astronomy and astrophysics. A radio photograph of a black hole was announced and released. This image was taken and processed over a 2-week period in April of 2017 by the Event Horizon Telescope collaboration, but analysis took some time. Around 5,000 trillion bytes of data were collected and analyzed, and reported in 6 research papers in the astrophysical journal Letters. This is the black hole in the center of the galaxy Messier 87, or M87 for short, a supergiant elliptical galaxy about 55 million light-years from Earth. The image is, in a sense, not really of the black hole itself, but what is called its shadow, since there is no way to really photograph a black hole, but only...
And we can also, of course, do a complex warp on this one and just pitch it down even more to get like...
Not really of the black hole itself, but what is called its shadow, since there is no way to really photograph a black hole, but only the light well that energy disappears into, and around which the superheated matter and energy orbit before it all falls into it. Still, after decades of artists' impressions of what a black hole might look like, we have finally seen what we can of one. A recent analysis of this photograph has also captured the swirling magnetic field around it.
We're looking for like a good vocal.
And also the mysterious super-energetic jets of energy which somehow escape into space from this particular black hole, which is of a type called a blazar. Even with this iconic photo, black holes remain...
Like at least one that we can use in front of the drop. And I'm hoping for a part that has something to do with the words Event Horizon, because that was also the whole topic of the video. I haven't watched the entire documentary, by the way.
Black holes remain very enigmatic.
I was just going through some YouTube videos, just looking for ones that had like a good voiceover voice. And I was like, I found this one with a female voiceover, and I was like, oh, that would be really cool to make it sound like a robotic kind of voice by doing this pitch shifting kind of trick with like multiple pitches. Yeah, what I'm basically doing is I'm just doing, I'm keeping the original pitch, and then I'm doing one that is -5 semitones, so that's basically a perfect fifth, but an octave lower. And then I'm doing one that is an octave lower, so than the original, so that you get like 3 individual pitches stacked on top of each other that kind of create a power chord. So that way you get this kind of sound with the vocal, which is really, really nice.
Black holes remain very enigmatic.
Like that one is nice.
Even with this iconic photo, black holes remain very enigmatic.
I'm just gonna chop that. And there's like little bits of, I'm just gonna include these bits of that, of the background sound, so that we can easily remove it.
And extremely difficult to understand. For instance, nothing that falls into a black hole can ever be recaptured.
Like that could be something that can be used maybe earlier on in the track. Or processed or whatever.
And yet, according to modern physics, no information can be destroyed. So where does this No information can be destroyed.
to mute the ones that are not good.
Nothing that falls into a black hole.
I mean, I haven't really checked well in the first section. I was just checking the effects, but let's just keep that muted. There's probably going to be better parts here.
So where does this information go? No information can be destroyed. So where does this information go?
I mean, that part after it kinda fits that section, so...
Is it preserved and somehow spit out again? Also, do black holes go anywhere?
I mean, actually that entire section is nice.
A key component of this conundrum is what is called the event horizon.
Yo, Kralan, welcome. Pork, welcome. What? No info can be destroyed. Pretty sure we could delete all of TikTok and it would end. What, the world would end, you mean? I mean, with how brainwashed people are, that they actually decide by themselves in their own goodwill to consume TikTok content. Like, that is just beyond me. I looked at TikTok once, a couple of months ago, just for the fun. I was like, I hear so much about this. Sometimes I see a couple of funny videos and I was like, let's just install it and see what it's about. I installed it. Holy shit. It's like 99.9% absolute dog shit crap. And maybe in between there's one little goldmine video that's funny that gets put into all the compilations on YouTube, and that's about it. Seriously, if you're gonna be like willingly putting yourself through that to go through piles and piles of dog shit content that literally kills off your brain cells one by one just to find one funny video, then you need to get your head checked out, honestly. Like, I just cannot understand the appeal for it. And I get it. It's all super fast paced as well. Like, it's like, holy shit. I knew these days people's attention span was way shorter than when I grew up, but that was this bad? No, I couldn't put myself through it, honestly. But, yeah, maybe that's me. I couldn't stand it for 2 minutes. Well, then you've lasted pretty long, I would say. 2 whole minutes. Man. No, I'm just kidding, of course. I probably last about the same length, but yeah, I really couldn't last any longer either. It was absolute. Man, it was so bad. It was so bad. And I get it. Maybe after time, like their algorithm starts recommending you videos that you're probably gonna like more. I guess. I hope at least, because if not, then. Yeah, like I said, I don't know, man. I wouldn't be able to put myself through that, honestly. Where's this vocal sample from? Well, if you're looking at the title of this clip, if you just type that into YouTube, you should be getting this documentary or video, whatever it was.
No information can be destroyed. So where does this information go? Is it preserved and somehow spit out again? Also, do black holes go anywhere?
And that's actually kind of a nice part.
A key component of this conundrum is what is called the event horizon.
Oh, there we have an event horizon.
A key component of this conundrum is what is called the event horizon.
Like, I don't really like that first part.
A key component of this conundrum is what is...
Like, that word conundrum could be fun, but the whole sentence on its own is not gonna make any sense. So, I don't really like that part. But I guess this part...
is what is called the event horizon.
Is nice. That's something we can use.
It's what is called the event horizon. We're all sorts of weird things seem to happen. Where all sorts of weird things seem to happen. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Oh, that one. It's time to take a trip to the event horizon. That could be good. That could be good. Right in front of the drop.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, that could work. That's probably the best one. Let's see what else we get. Oh, then we got... Yeah, I have FX on the sample. Like by itself, it's literally just...
Is what is called the event horizon, where all sorts of weird things seem to happen. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
That's what it is. I don't want to play too much before the stream gets claimed. I don't know if this is copyrighted or not. Maybe the background music is. Just a little de-esser, and then this little altar boy rack with like basically making a power chord, 1 octave down, -5, and this one is just a regular pitch.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
That sounds nice though. That vocal is the one. Let's clean that one up. Let's just mute this. Let's go into Isotope RX. Let's see, which part do we... I guess this part right here. Let's mute that.
It's time.
Yeah, that drone extends into that vocal. So if we loop this, come on, loop this section. So that we only have that drone. Now let's open up this one. I'm gonna click the learn button. It's basically just capturing the noise profile of this section. And now I can just play this again. And we should have...
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's
Close. I still hear a little bit, but that's fine. We could maybe try playing with this.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
I mean, that's pretty good if we're gonna put the effects on it.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
I mean, compared to this,
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
that's good enough. Like, we don't really need to put much more work into that. That's good enough in terms of cleaning it up. Yeah, like that just works. So I'm just gonna copy this one over to a track below it. And just delete that one here. And then let's just get rid of all of these. And I'm gonna group these two tracks. I'm gonna put those effects on the group. And then I'm gonna remove these here as well. So now I basically just have only the RX on the track itself, and then all the other processing is on the group. So that way, every time I have a section that I cleaned up and that I can use in the track, I can just put it on a new track and just freeze and flatten this one so it prints the noise reduction to this vocal sample. And we still have the other one saved here so that I can look for other parts of the vocal if I need other parts earlier on in the intro. So now we can just do flatten, and it still has the same processing here, so...
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Okay. So... we're just gonna cut this about here.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
And then we're just gonna do it around here. There's a little bit of noise at the end. I kind of like that. I mean, sure, it's clean, but we're not far from done yet. I mean, let's just put this one. This one is probably gonna be the one in front of the drop. So it's gonna be somewhere around here.
Let's take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
And we're gonna probably do some melodyne on it to make it fit properly.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
See, that part, it needs to be a little bit quicker, I guess, to fit into this section.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Or we need to, let's see. We need to do it right here. Then we have a bit more space. Then we can actually do space the two out a little bit. Maybe do a little thing in between of it. Could be fun. Though I kind of want to keep rising quite a bit until here. Try it out though. Let's try it out. That one is gonna stay. This one can go there. There.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Okay. I think we can do a little, let's try a little, making the vocal a little bit more gritty. Do it in front of the EQ.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event. It's time to take a trip to an. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip. It's time to take a trip to an. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event. It's time to take a trip. It's time to take a trip. It's time to take a. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Yeah, but it doesn't need too much.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Because now we're also...
To an event horizon.
That's better.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Yeah, I kind of wanna. See.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. To an event horizon.
That one needs to be quite close to the drop, actually.
To an event horizon.
Roughly around there.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Something like that. And then something in between here. Like when this cuts out, we can do a little to the event horizon. Something like that. Do we have some sub drops? We can make one, but let's see if I have one. Sub drop. Come on. Give me... That's all not what I'm looking for. That could maybe work.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Really long, but we're gonna fix that. Yeah, it needs to be, I know. Don't worry, mate. Don't worry, Onishi. I see you, but we're still working on it.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
No, wait, not a sub drop here, because we're gonna have one here. So it's gonna be a little bit weird if we're gonna have boom, boom, and then one again. That's gonna be weird. We could do a reversed one though, into here. See what that sounds like. I've never tried that with these kind of sounds.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
That sounds pretty shit anyway, so I guess that's why you never see people do that. We're gonna have something else, but like I do want to see, because I'm thinking maybe taking that bass out, to be quite honest, in that section. I do need something at the start with that vocal coming in there in the intro as well, so we're probably gonna need more parts of the vocal. See, I'm gonna work on the pitches, the actual pitch of what the vocal is doing later, but I'll do that when I have like more sections of the vocal. And I'm actually probably gonna take some of those kicks out here in the intro. Don't think we need them. Just the one here that hits with that little sub impact. Let's put the sub impact in the drums group, by the way.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Yeah, that bass sound is nice though, I have to say as well. Does kind of fit.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
I guess we can just leave it up, going up all the way to here, because now we've made the vocal a little bit bigger and heavier. It kind of is able to come punching through the mix wall now, so this kind of works.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Okay, I guess I'll leave that bass in. It actually does kind of sound nice. Play the drop. There is no drop yet. I would love to play the drop, but sorry, mate. That's still a work in progress. I do have some drums. But we're working on the vocal first now. But this part is definitely nice.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
So I have this one right here. I could maybe put that one here.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
And then have like, yeah, we need some kind of a bass sound at the start of the drop. That's like a pitch drop that sounds as if it's probably gonna have to go lower pitched than what our regular sub octave would be. I think it's gonna have to go an octave lower even, so that it's really gonna sound as if the bass collapses in on itself, because we have that vocal about the event horizon. I think that would be cool to do. So like, make it feel as if we're getting sucked into that black hole, and then make another bass sound, so like come up that pitches up, I think, and then go into the drums that come after it. So we have basically a 4-bar gap where we're gonna make that happen, and then we're gonna have another 4-bar section of bass, which could be a response to this section, or it could be the same section but with a different sort of like variation on it. And then we're going to repeat that another time, and that will be our first 16 bars. And then we're going to have the bass basically doing the same thing again in the next 16 bars, but then we're not going to have that big gap at the start of it. Then we're just going to go straight drums through. Yeah, yesterday vocals are gone. I didn't like them.
To an event horizon.
So here we're gonna have something with bass. And then the rest of the drums are gonna come in. Let's see.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
So I want to have another sort of like, we need a sort of like an effect sound that sweeps after here, comes up, and then has sort of like a decay in this section, and that sort of like then fades into the bass sound that comes up, pitching up basically. So we could make that with, I guess Rise and Hit could be a good one. That's a contact library. I haven't used that one in quite a while, but I actually used it for the other Rise sound as well. It's this library right here, and it's pretty nice actually. Like we can just start and make our own. So let's do this. So where's that gonna come up?
To an event horizon.
I guess they're in this section. Then we'll just make it this long. And then this is, that's 1 bar. Yeah. 1 bar 6 is 4 beats. Okay, that's right. Of course, 1 bar is 4 beats. So 4 beats long of a rise time. And that we can basically just set that already here, but that's the default, so that's fine. And then anything we're gonna do in rise and hit, it's always gonna basically end with a hit exactly in this position. So we can just super quiet. Maybe also because these are quite low. Okay, so we have that one. Now, that one sounds like ass. We need one that is more like a sub kind of thing. That one is not gonna have to be that long. Something like that. Let's do another layer. Oh, we also have these sub swooshes. Not sure what those sound like. Well, that might be better. Can just take that one down completely. Just do that. It's not really that sub heavy. It's more like a little bit more harmonics in that low stuff, low frequencies there. That's kind of good to have. Maybe make it a little bit louder. But we need another higher layer as well. So maybe a hybrid. Metal Ghost. Sure, let's try that one. Dude, that one looks pretty sustained. Not really liking that one. Ooh, I do like that. Now, this goes way deeper as well, by the way, because we can do this. And here you got even more stuff, so we can actually put effects on the individual layers as well. And there's also something we can do, yeah, right here with the volume. So, like that one, oh yeah, that's right. I said just now that this one was quite sustained, right? Well, if we open up this panel right here, we can actually give it like a volume fade. So it actually fades in. Which is really nice. And we have all these effects as well, so we can, for instance, do... Oh wait, we don't have to turn it on, we can just do this. Not sure why we're not hearing any reverb though, maybe we do need to turn it on. Weird. Maybe we need to turn the reverb on right here. There we go. Yeah. We can just do a little bit of that. We can find... I'm not sure if we're going to use this one. It's kind of cool though. But I'm not sure if it's going to be the right one.
horizon.
No, it's not the right one. It sounds cool, but it's not the right one. No big deal though.
To an event horizon. To an event horizon. To an event horizon. To an event horizon. To an event horizon.
We can just keep.
To an event horizon. To an event horizon.
Let's bring this up. Let's just link these. And let's go in here. We have all these different reverbs as well. There's quite some interesting ones here as well. Open this one up again and let's just back this reverb down a bit. Can we solo it? Yeah, we can just do that. Okay, so we're looking for something else. Let's go to... Ooh, voices maybe.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Can also make it a little longer. So that we get more of that. Let's try this out. Do 8 beats instead.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Okay. What else do we have?
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
No, vocals are not going to be the right one. What else do we have? Electronics, maybe. Those are probably going to sound weird.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Yeah, those kind of ones are what we're looking for. Let's see what's in this category.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Oh, I don't like the decay. But that first part...
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
That first part is great. That higher pitched kind of layer. So now all we need is one that's sort of like the end part. That is the hit at the end. That's what we need. That kind of has a nice decay to it. Well, maybe just another one of this area. Of this category.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
And see this one? We can now go into here. And then we can do a volume fade on this first one. Because it's a bit sustained.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
And we can do that. And we can even go into the mod view. And change the curve of it. Right here.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
So we can really sort of like do another, I guess, a little rise at the end.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
And then find like the best one for that. You even have more options here. S curves. Reversed S curves. Okay, that's weird. We're just gonna use this one.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
And the beauty is you can even, for instance, go, let's say you like the first section of this one, but you don't like the last part. You can even just replace the last part with a different one.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
See? You can just...
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
It's a really powerful library, actually. I I almost never see people using it, but it's so powerful when you're making like rises and stuff that needs to sound relatively or a little bit cinematic, kinda. Which in drum and bass, let's be honest, who has time to sit there and make like really interesting rises and sweeps for days when you can just use something like this and do it much easier? There's like so many layers in this as well. It's pretty nice. Let's see what we get though. Let's go for...
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
That's a bit heavy. I'm actually gonna do this a little bit, so it's just a regular curve. I haven't used this one in a while though, so every now and then I just need to look where everything is.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
That one is a little nice.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Oh, that one is a little nice. This one just needs to be quieter.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Like that does already kind of have that downwards pitch movement, so maybe that'll work. We can process it even further, of course, or layer it up with another one. Now I do think I want to have more parts of the vocal in the first section here. And we're probably gonna need another sort of like hit at the start as well. I wonder if we can make a hit out of this library really easy. Because there's also those other colors on the key switches, see? Exactly. So if we just play that, it's just going to trigger the hit. That's actually different as well. But it actually triggers only the hit and not the thing at the in front of it. So you can just do that. Let's just do this. We don't. That's not really important now. You just that's a bit much. Do that. And now we can just make like one for the start of the track as well. Because I do think we need one here in this section. So that we can sort of like put a vocal after it. Because if we're just going to have the vocal coming out of nothing, it's going to sound a little weird. If we're just going to have this, like let's just take one random part here. Let's just take the first one. And just do that one right around here. It's going to sound like, it's going to sound a little weird.
Black holes remain very enigmatic.
See, that's just going to be weird. Now this vocal sounds really distorted right now as well because it's not cleaned up yet. But we need like if we have like a little impact sound there, then we can easily put a vocal right after it. It's not going to sound too strange or abrupt because there's already something pretty abrupt in front of it. Now we should be able to just grab one of these. And this doesn't really matter. It's only going to play that last hit anyway. So let's go to the electronics one. I'm just going to go to the bottom. That's that one. That one is kind of nice. Layer that up with another one. Not that one. feeling like we need one that has quite a long decay to it. Doesn't need to be that loud, but needs quite a long decay. Like these two kind of work well. So I think there is the Swooshes category. That one probably has some nice... That one doesn't look long, but I think there's probably going to be a couple of long ones in here. I know about that vocal trick, don't worry, and that's probably that I'll definitely use at some point. And that's probably going to be used in combination with this, to be quite honest. That one is nice. That one kind of gives it a good tilt. We could probably will do a little bit more processing on it to kind of make it. Well, we'll see how that fits in. Let's have a little listen to this thing. Needs to be a different one. Don't like it yet. Oh, and I'm gonna need to look if you can actually search in that thing. No, it's not a free library, but it's made by Native Instruments.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Okay, let's see if we can come up with at least a pitch for the bass line. That would be the first thing. I do have an idea. Bum, bum. We'll give it a 1 semitone pitch bend here. And I might want to do a couple of downwards pitch movements of like, I guess, 1 octave or 2 octaves. I'm going to assign that to the mod wheel. So, I'm just going to go to global, or matrix, sorry. Mod wheel, global, master tuning, and we're going to go down with, let's do -24 ST. So that it'll do roughly 24 semitones. So if we move the mod wheel to 50%, we're doing 1 octave. If we move it to 100%, we're doing 2 octaves down. So that way we can do some extra big pitch bend at the start of notes, for instance, if we need them. And then we can use the regular pitch bend for if we want to do like the 1 semitone interval pitch bends, which I think could be very nice to use every now and then. Because in this skill, this F Locrian skill, there is a couple of 1 semitone intervals in the skill that you can use that are quite nice. Especially that A sharp to B, which is why it sounds Locrian. That's the one that definitely should be used. And then there's of course the F to F sharp, which always sounds nice. So, I'm feeling, let's just loop this section, because that's where I want to start. Do we have F Locrian in here? Of course we do.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
So we need one at the start that goes down like boom, something like that. Hope that was the right interpretation. And here we can use that mod wheel to make it go down that full octave. This is where the snare would hit. Maybe go up to a higher note where the snare hits. So I'll do the mod wheel automation right here as well already. So then you can kind of hear what that is gonna do. Switch to narrow grid. So 50% is gonna be 1 octave. Let's do 50% here. Is that 50%? Wait, what? Oh no, of course, 127, 128. What's half of that? 64, of course. We need to do 64. Okay, 64 is 1 octave. So then we can do... From here to here is going to be 1 octave down. We're going up, but you just need to look at that in the opposite direction. And then here, I think we're just going to make it go down the full 2 octaves. And then go up to a higher one. So which note are we going to go up to? See what that sounds like if we do a little. That. And then we need the pitch bend as well. I think if we go up with the pitch bend here, or we can go down. But I think I want to go up, so... We can do a pitch bend range of 2 semitones. Then we can also do the 2 semitone rise from like F sharp to, for instance, A sharp or A flat. And then if I want to do a 1 semitone pitch bend, I just need to figure out what the value is going to be for that. We can, for instance, do... Thinking which kind of movement we want to have here.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
I'm not hearing any pitch bends. That is because the MP is turned on.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
And we can also, of course, give this monologato so we can actually do a pitch bend on it as well. Okay, we have that pitch bend going on this one. Then maybe going down again at the end with the full octave. So I guess that's gonna go like that. Oh no, that's not the octave. But we can leave that like that. This is the octave. And then we're gonna have another section. And this is, of course, just a saw wave. We need a good sound for this. Let's try and make something at least a little bit more interesting. Whoa, that sounded weird. Oh, that was because I started it here. Let's freeze this one. I'm not gonna flatten it yet, but I'm just gonna freeze it so it doesn't matter where I start. Because obviously this one needs to start at the start of the MIDI clip, otherwise the rise is gonna be in the wrong position.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Okay, this needs to go up to a higher pitch later. Okay, let's actually do that. But instead, let's do it like this. And then just go into here. Make them unipolar, come on. And then let's do 50 and minus 50 on the other one. This is our detune. Now this is pretty fun because we have basically this MB saw and we can use this to get different variations. It's gonna sound quite different, but you can get some pretty cool effects by having two of those together. You can hear like the tone of it changes quite a bit, but if we play around with this. Ooh, that one is nice. What should we do to it? Give it maybe a notch and a peak or something. Key track this one. But instead of doing that, I'm just going to use the note key tracking instead. Put that right there. Put this one right around here. I can just put this one on it. also make this one go the opposite direction. Sometimes sounds quite nice. Now we can of course do FM from B as well if we want. Gonna be really weird though. But we can do that if we want. But then we don't really need to fine-tune the first oscillator, to be honest. We only need to fine-tune the second one. So then we should basically just do that. And we can just use the second one. That's weird. See, and now this is making a much bigger difference. And also automate it, but I usually just use it more like to find a nice sounding variation. That one has a nice modulation. Okay, that part sounds weird, but we're gonna fix it. I'm gonna make it sound interesting. The chat has gone awfully quiet. Are you guys still there? Everybody is just carefully watching. Gonna have to do a lot of processing on the bass. Oh man, I hear something that I should add before I forget it. Oh, what is that? Is that a brass or a woodwind sound? I think a brass. Like some kind of a higher horn sound, maybe in the high mid frequencies. Just a nice sustained. Let's grab a contact. Brass high, maybe? Wait, do we have the individual patches? Oh, that's just gonna give me... Guess those? Yeah, something like that. Like that kind of sound. Maybe even higher, to be honest. But right here, so... Pick a different sounding one. I might need to go for a different library. It sounds too trumpety. It's too trumpety, but... maybe even F sharp. Let's see what else we have. I could try... was it this one, I think? Yeah, that one has legato. That might be nice. It's more like a horn sound, as opposed to like a trumpet. Trumpet is not going to be the good sound for this. We need something more lighter. Trumpet is too harsh sounding, too metallic, too brassy. So I guess I'm not sure. Is this a woodwind? A horn sound? Is it a woodwind? I guess it is. We can go up to... okay, we have that high B as well. Nice. Let's see if we can... so we're going up to that high B. Probably need to bring up the mod wheel here. Otherwise, we're not going to hear what we're doing. Yeah, then we can actually hear what we're doing. Should I just do that? And then with some automation on the mod wheel, of course, but... here we're going to, I think that one, so Yeah, we don't have that highest note, but that's fine. Is it able to do double legato? Probably not. No. Some libraries are able to do that, but... we need to go down that far, but further than we actually did. Let's do that. And then here, I'm just gonna do a little extra thing like this. Just do that, I guess. I mean, we can also do something like that, maybe. I might add another layer to it. Let's just do a little reverb on it. We don't hear those at all there, to be honest. Maybe if we bring the mod wheel up a little bit more, still have a little bit more room.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Bass is completely low past here. Let's just do low pass filter right here. Maybe we can automate that. Something like that. Reverb on it. We need an extra harmonic in this as well. Something that is giving it a bit more stuff in the low mids, I guess. Like an extra harmonic. We could try doing this. That could be fun. Doing a sync on this second oscillator to give it a bit more of this kind of. That's quite nice. Yeah, I can already kind of hear how that flows into from that sort of like that impact thing into the bass. That kind of, I'm probably gonna have to compress the two together so that they're really gonna sound as one sound. Yeah, I don't like the woodwind. The thing. But we need something there, something... Probably just on F. to be honest. See what else do we have. Like a flute. Really that quiet? Okay. That's quite nice actually, just doing something like this. So here we're going to C sharp. Perfect fifth is G sharp, I think. Can also do F. Then we're going to A sharp, which would be minor.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Yeah, that transition is not good yet, but that's gonna be fixed. Don't worry. Oh yeah, here we're going to, what was it again? C sharp.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Yeah, that definitely isn't right yet, but we'll figure it out. Now, is that actually doing something? Like, it's supposed to do something, but... I mean, that one sounds better than the other one, for sure. And this is... Oh, that's the one from the start. That's just a hit, what is it, impact thing. This is our rise in front of the drop. I think that one needs to change as well. To fit more and make that transition better. Because I don't think this is the right one yet. No, it's not the right one yet.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
And that bass as well. But let's see if we can do the next section as well. I think it's going to be the same bass for now. And then in this section we're going to have a response to it.
To an event horizon.
I get confused when I see these things. Every time I see it like this, it's like B flat and then C flat. And I'm like, huh? What? Okay. Let me just do it like that. That's easier. I know it's A sharp and B that we have. So let's see what we can do with that. Ooh, that could be fun. Don't hear much yet because the filter is all the way down, of course, but I already hear the tone in it. That could be really fun. This one needs to close down a lot quicker as well. It needs to. It needs to have a really interesting sound at the start. I'm not sure what yet. Maybe even just a sub impact kind of thing. Just replace it with a different sound, and then make this one come up and make it a different sound. Or like keep this patch for this sound, and then make this with a different sound, for instance. Ooh. Pitch bend at the end. One semitone pitch bend here. Oh no, not like that. It needs to go down. Oh no, it's a 2 semitone. What is half of that? Oh yeah, of course. Minus 4096. There we go. That's what we need. Then we got. Let's just mute this one here.
Let's take a trip to an event horizon.
This part is not good yet, but can layer it up as well with other things. Let's just give it a bit more space already. Let's just do, I'll just do a little rack on it. Just to make it a bit more interesting already. Just do like a little reverb rack. And then some like... Well, we don't even need a reverb rack. We can probably just do like Valhalla Room. Just do it really low in the mix.
Let's take a trip
It's gonna sound like almost nothing. And then let's try do some. I'm not gonna do OTT because I don't want to ruin the face of this thing, because I'm really using these kind of to, well, not sure how much bass this has now. Yeah, it's kind of all over the place, but it needs a separate sub. First of all, we haven't done it yet. But I don't want to fuck with the phase too much, I guess, so I can just use FabFilter Pro MB. And I think I made a preset. Yeah, I made this preset, so upwards. See, that already sort of like does the same kind of thing as what OTT does. But then only the upwards compression. I also have one for the downwards compression. And then of course you need to compensate the gain, but that upwards compression is quite nice. And then usually dynamic phase is enough. I don't really go to the linear phase for the extra latency that it adds. This does 20 milliseconds, which is fine with me. That's not too much. Ableton compensates for it anyway. So we're now already getting a bit more tail on that. It's not doing too much, but I can go in here and use the mix, and I can sort of like crank this up even more. Now it's doing 200%. See, but we're also getting that reverb tail now. Let's replace that with a vintage verb. So we can just do a high pass reverb. You know what? Group this. Make a dry chain. And this is going to be our wet chain. There's a little weird thing happening at the start here. That reverb. Like, and I can also remove these bends if I want to, if I only want to do the high frequencies. And that's just going to do that. And I can play, of course, with this. I'm probably just going to distort it as well. Let's do an equalizer. Oh wait, let's go here. Let's try. we don't really need all that much. Ooh, that has a nice tone. The pitch bend I don't like, but let's see. Making drum bass is fun, for sure. Can be quite long though, but that's fine.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Okay, we can probably just have, to be quite honest, just have this. We need to add a sub to it as well, by the way. We can just do this one, probably. Probably gonna be enough. And just make sure it doesn't run through any of that. Ooh, yes! first part sounded way better now.
Venturizing.
Oh, I love that part at the end where it sort of like pitches down. It pitches down 2 octaves here at the end, but you can kind of hear that bass. Listen, at the end here, this section, you can really just that's really nice because it interacts with the distortion and the noise.
Venturizing.
Should we do a little pitch bend? That's gonna be a bit cheesy. We need more effects on it coming, making it wider and stuff, because I think it's pretty mono. Yeah, it's basically that mono. But I want to keep that as well. I want to make sure that we have a nice mono source in the middle, and then just add something to it that makes it more stereo. So what I would do then is basically just add a rack in front of the reverb rack here. So I'm just going to call this Reverb Rack. So that's just where the reverb comes from. Now I can even do something fun. So at this level, the reverb is quite nice. Pretty subtle, but it's enough, right? That's kind of what it needs. I can even just do like map this to macro 1 and then change the minimum value to -24, so that when I put this right here, it's going to be at the value that it needs. And then every now and then, if I have a gap, for instance, let's say here when it loops, there's going to be a gap after this. I can use this to raise that level, and then let's change this to... Oh no, wait, this is not going to work because there's quite a short reverb. My bad. Forget what I said. If it was a long reverb, we could do this to kind of make a rack where we can use the macro to sweep in like some reverb. That's going to create like a little bit of a kind of like a sweeping kind of sound, like a reversed kind of sound, which is nice. But we don't really need that right now. Here. Yeah, let's just call it Reverb Rack, close that down. And then here, basically just make sure we have one chain in the middle. Now we can make it mono, but it is already mono, so I'm just going to leave that here. Just leave that there. And then create another chain. So this is going to be our mid. And then this one is going to be our sides. So here we can do kind of anything, basically. Do we add a little micro shift? See what that does. And we can solo this one so that we can listen to it. It's not just the sides right now. It's basically just the same thing as the mids, but now with this effect on it. See that? Gives us a huge stereo feel. I really love the sound of this plugin. I'm actually gonna raise the level of the reverb a little bit here. Now we're clipping as well, so let's just add Be able to limiter after it real quick. The bass does start to sound quite nice though. And we can automate the level of that reverb as well to bring in more of that reverb towards the end. Which is gonna be nice. Let's see, what does this one sound like? So what we can do, for instance, I have, we can do it with, you can do it with utility, but I also have this one. Stereo Voxengo MSED. Put that after little micro shift, and then let's just mute the mids. So we're only gonna have the sides. So now we're only having the sides on this channel, and we can mix that in with this one, which is just the mids, basically, because this one is mono. And then we're gonna have one that is gonna sound super wide. And we can, of course, back the sides down a bit, because it's gonna be a bit much if we do it that much, but... That sounds quite nice. Now it sounds nice in stereo, and if I'm correct, this should mean that if I now put a utility after it and make this mono, it basically just is gonna sound the same as if we solo this one, because it's just as soon as we turn this one to mono, the sides just disappear. If I'm correct. So we could actually test that if we just leave the volume up, or just do this. See? If we mono this, those sides just completely disappear. So whatever we do on this one, while this one is on it, with the mids muted, that is just going to disappear when it's summed to mono. So if you make sure that the mono channel sounds powerful on itself, like that, it sounds powerful, it has a good amount of bass, could be processed a little bit more maybe, but that's gonna come in the end after this rack probably. But then the sides are gonna fill up whatever needs to happen in the stereo, but then when it's summed to mono, that's just disappearing, and it's not gonna interfere with what is happening in the mid channel. So that is not gonna be changed at all. So if I just have these two together, see it? So it really just removes that mid channel completely. Now, we can play around with this one. I think the first one might be good. And then probably want to EQ that as well. Because we probably don't want it on the sub. And I'll actually turn oversampling off on this one so that we don't get a latency between these two layers. Oh wait, this one also adds a latency. Well, whatever. A little bit of phasing.
Take a trip to an event horizon.
Okay. We're slowly making progress, but we're getting somewhere. I love the sound of where the bass is going. It needs to be a bit more fuller and everything, but we're getting somewhere. We're getting further than yesterday, actually. Now, I might have to, in like an hour or so. Oh, one moment, Farhan. I'll
It's time to take a trip
my
to
bad.
Event Horizon.
Holy shit, am I that high? There you go. It's in the chat right now. It's basically just a Wave Candy plugin from ImageLine that I put on my master. Like I was saying, in about an hour or so, maybe a little bit more than an hour, I need to go and have a little walk with my dog. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll stop streaming, walk my dog, eat something, and stream again. Maybe. Yeah, that woodwind is also not right yet, but...
It's time to take a trip to an Event Horizon.
The bass needs to fade in a little bit more, of course, as well. Okay, and then we're gonna go... Let's see. I feel like we need to do a little thing at the end here as well. Maybe, That's kind of cool. And then here, what are we gonna do after it?
To an Event Horizon.
Probably not the same thing again. We can try it, but probably not. No, definitely not. Let's duplicate this track. See if we can make another bass out of this. It could be like a response to the other one. So we have this macro controlling the low pass filter right now. Let's assign an LFO to that. Probably use it somewhere actually. Oh, yeah, my bad. I need to go in here and remove this automation. is that section? It's that long, so this section is the answer section, basically. See if we can make an interesting patch out of this. I know this is gonna be a boring pattern, but for now I'm just gonna loop it so that we can probably want to do this in a separate layer, but let's try it out anyway. Yeah, we don't really hear it that well because we have the low pass filter going on. Probably want to have less of that micro shift actually on this one. I should also reduce it on the other one. What kind of pattern are we gonna do after this? This pattern is also not right yet. It needs to be more interesting, but we're gonna get there eventually. I guess we need to have a little break on the first cake. Dun 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 dun. What's that gonna do? Dun dun dun. Maybe even that. This section almost needs to be shorter then, in a way. By the way, if anybody of you is right now watching and you want to join my Discord, what just happened? Why did Ableton just stop making sound? Oh, I soloed something. My bad. If anybody of you is watching right now and you want to join my Discord, I'll drop a link in the chat right now. That's the link you can use to join my Discord server where you can talk about music production. Also, you can also support me on Patreon, patreon.com/artifacts. I actually released a sample pack yesterday, or today, actually, sorry, today. 250 MB of interesting samples for drum and bass. So, yeah, they need to be the same length. True.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Yo. What have you done? Pitch bend bug? I thought you fixed it, Ableton. What's happening? Okay, that's not right. Okay, that's okay. It's in here then. MIDI control, pitch bend, modulation wheel. Ah. That's why. No, wait. Huh? What? Oh. There we go. It's fixed. Hey! What you doing? My MIDI controller fucking going crazy.
Event horizon.
I think it was my MIDI controller. Yeah, we need something crazy after it, but what? Let's think. Dun-dun-dun.
Event horizon.
Yeah, we could. We could, thinking.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Yeah, that's better.
time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Like it is. Going up. Moment, I'm just confusing myself again here. This is a one semitone pitch bend. It's playing in an F sharp. We are in the key of F. Why is it playing in F sharp?
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Drums need to be a lot bigger as well. Let's work on that a bit as well, by the way, because that's gonna matter a lot too. Drums are way too simple right now. Yeah, we're gonna do a different break than that one. Let's get rid of that. I do have these shakers, but we need something else, I think. Needs to be a lot bigger. Oh, my bad. I was like, why am I not seeing anything? I need to put it on here. That is just gonna take care of any clipping. And drums do we want to have underneath this? We have oh yeah, one trick, JBK and then RX2. Now we're only gonna get Rex breaks. That's way better. And I'm going to fatten these up a bit and just put, let's just put trash on it. I should have saved before. Let's do that now. And then let's do a bit of that one. That's just going to give us a bit of extra gain as well as a bit of extra distortion. Just grab a sidechain compressor. for the kick and snare. And then we can just drop anything on here. Just search for... Let's try a couple of things. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a break first. So just search for Rex breaks. Where I got these breaks from basically everywhere, but these Rex breaks right here, these are from the jungle breaks. What is it? Original jungle breaks from Loopmasters. We can put one on here and just see it's automatically sidechaining it away for the kick drum. And that's way too much, of course, but yeah, I kinda like it a little bit, but I'm not sure if I think we can have a better one, but I'll just put it aside for now. See what else we get. Like this one is quite nice too. Needs to be chopped up and rearranged, but that one is quite nice too. Let's actually try this one out. Yeah, that's the right one. Oh yeah, you're gonna do that again? Ableton every now and then it just takes its time when it's doing a slice to MIDI for some reason. And then it suddenly, bam, whatever. Let's just grab these and put them right here. I can clean them up like this, that's quite nice. Make them a bit tighter. Copy to all siblings and just do. Can definitely use that maybe. Go like where is it again? Oh, here. Maybe do 4. Do like that. Could even maybe no, I'd never make jungle, to be honest. We're gonna have to adjust these as well, but don't worry. I'll probably do these on a separate channel and sidechain them as well. Do that actually. Duplicate this one if it wants to. We're just gonna make a shuffle in this one. That one is definitely gonna have to be used. That's nice. That's not nice. Kind of like a little bit, but not entirely. But okay, let's see if we can make it work.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
You know what I'm gonna put on it? Let's see what happens. Yo, Zoot. Oh no. Oh, okay. Safe. I mean, totally makes it better.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Yo, Angelite. I hope my mic is not gonna feedback if I do this, but I'm just working on my speakers real quick, so I mute my mic every time I listen to the audio, so that it doesn't feedback through the mic real quick, because I was getting a little bit fatigued with my headphones. I'm gonna have to walk my dog in like half an hour or so, which means I'm gonna have to stop streaming then, but I might stream again after that. I mean, it's Saturday night anyway, so I'm kind of getting in the zone, so that's good.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. Let's take a trip to an event horizon. Let's take a trip to an event horizon.
That's what we needed. Found it.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon. To an event horizon. To an event horizon. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Yeah, something in that gap. Maybe a response to this. What could we do for that? That's the question. I really like this though, that higher thing. It's a bit distorted, it needs to be EQ'd a bit better, but sounds alright for now. Let's, I know what I'm gonna do now. Let's make a response base. How unexpected. Let's see. Do this for now. Does this have any pitch bends? No. Okay, good. Is there any other automation going on this thing? No. Okay, nice. it's so messy. Let's see. It's such a shame that it's so finicky right here at the start. You don't have any control over, like, yeah, 0.1 second, but like that's already too slow. Like that's already too slow. I guess I can do it like this then. It sounds a bit too messy right now, but let's see.
It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
Okay, that sounds a little weird, but we can fix that. We'll probably do something else. Well, let's just keep them on F sharp.
To an event horizon.
Okay, we have, I think that's a pattern, something like that rhythmically is going to be nice. Automate some stuff on it so that it kind of opens up a bit more in the filter every now and then, gets a bit more distorted, get some nice harmonics on it. Probably make a new patch for it, but we'll see. Let's see if we can find some other vocals. So I had a few more.
Black holes remain very enigmatic. Nothing that falls into a black hole can ever be recaptured. No information can be destroyed. So where does this information go? Is it preserved and somehow spit out again? Also, do black holes go anywhere?
That one, I should almost use that one, right?
It's what is called the event horizon.
That distortion is just going mad right here because the volume is way louder there.
The Event Horizon Telescope Collaboration, or EHT, is not one instrument. It is a series of 8 radio telescopes across 4 continents, linked by multiple computers coordinated by an atomic clock. What the EHT does is make repeated observations of black holes. In this immediate instance, the one in M87, as the Earth rotates, inserting new observations into the growing data set of the target. The more data that are acquired, the sharper the image becomes.
Okay, what do we got here?
These distinctions have to be made, just for clarity. In the event that clarity is not achieved, we can call that the clarity horizon. The particle horizon is essentially the limit of what we can see of the universe. In the event that clarity is not achieved, we can call that the clarity horizon. The particle horizon is essentially the limit of what we can see of the universe, beyond which photons have not yet reached us. In an expanding universe, it will be the case that we will never be able to see beyond a certain radius, since the edge of the sphere will always expand faster than the photons from it can reach us.
I'm just forcing you to listen to a documentary together with me.
This is a matter of time, distance, and velocity. This is a matter of time, distance, and velocity. Time, distance, and velocity.
That's nice.
Time, distance, and velocity. We exist within a...
Actually, if that distortion after it, I wouldn't mind, to be honest.
This is a matter of time, distance, and velocity.
Could actually take that entire part.
This is a matter of time, distance, and velocity. We exist within a particle horizon, which is why there is a limit to how far in distance and time we can see the universe. We exist within a particle horizon. This is a matter of time, distance, and velocity.
We can put this one in front of this one. Like that.
We exist within a particle horizon. This is a matter of time, distance, and velocity.
Could work just as well.
Which is why there is a limit to how far in distance and time we can see the universe. An event's horizon is something different. It is the result of a gravitational field that prevents any information, which just means electromagnetic radiation and therefore information, from escaping it. It is in principle impossible to see beyond an event horizon, which is why it is called that. There are no events visible from within this horizon. The Hubble sphere is the extent of our universe that is expanding slower than the speed of light.
We got just a little part to go. There's gonna be a couple of those really good ones in there, hidden, you know, and you just have to come across them.
And is therefore observable in principle. There is theoretically a region of the universe of unknown extent beyond the Hubble sphere, which we can never see, explore, or even detect, but which must exist in theory. This means that we exist within a particle horizon relative to a hypothetical outside observer. A clarity or conceivability horizon, a concept invented specifically for this video, is when we reach a point when all of this stops making sense, in the event it ever did. It is the limit beyond which intelligibility and comprehension begin to fragment. It is the limit beyond which intelligibility and comprehension begin to fragment. This is an epistemological concept, rather than mathematical.
That one is kind of cool too. I love those sort of like weird ass fucking vocals.
It's when we reach a point when all of this stops making sense, in the event it ever did. It is the limit beyond which intelligibility and comprehension begin to fragment.
Like that entire section.
This is an epistemological concept, rather than mathematical one. It denotes a point beyond which mathematical and physical concepts exceed ease of comprehension and lack synthetic central integration. In other words, concepts that cannot be imagined.
Oh, I love that kind of stuff.
In other words,
like sampling from YouTube videos is just so easy, but it's so good. There's so much out there. There's so much out there to find and just come across. Just watch a couple of videos to whatever you're interested in, you know, and you're gonna find some stuff that you're probably gonna be able to use. Like, remember, because if we go back here, it's basically just that part that sounds pretty cool.
Is when we reach a point when all of this stops making sense, in the event it ever did. It is the limit beyond which intelligibility and comprehension begin to fragment.
That is what it is, right? So, it's literally just a very simple voice. It's not even that interesting. It's just that the effects that I put on it, the pitch shifting that I did, that's what makes it interesting. So...
Is when we reach a point when all of this stops making sense, in the event it ever did. It is the limit beyond which intelligibility and comprehension begins to fragment.
See, that it's just, there's so much out there that can work in tracks.
Stellar black holes form when a star of a certain minimum mass exhausts, thus no light or energy can escape them closer than a certain distance. Mathematical physicists. Perhaps may only be conceived of by mathematicians and mathematical physicists. Black holes are places where gravitation is so strong that escape velocity exceeds the speed of light. Thus no light or energy can escape them closer than a certain distance. There are currently two basic types of black holes as we understand them: stellar black holes and primordial black holes.
Hey, you might even learn
Stellar
something.
black holes form when a star of a certain minimum mass exhausts its nuclear fuel, expands violently into a supernova, and then its core collapses. Stellar black holes form when a star of a certain minimum mass exhausts its nuclear fuel, expands violently into a supernova, and then its core collapses. This can result in a neutron star, which is interesting in itself. But if the original star was massive enough, this can also result in the remnants of a star collapsing so much light to escape. Primordial black holes are something different. These are theoretical consequences of the Big Bang and the creation of the universe as we see it now, and we don't even know if they really... While stellar black holes are the consequences of conditions at the very beginning of the universe, and current theory allows them to be very small.
Yeah.
This is because...
This stuff is so interesting. It's like, if you start to try and wrap your head around all that kind of stuff, it's like... Woo, what? I was watching one earlier last night, and was about like how time and space warps around black holes and how that whole thing works. And it's like how it bends light and shit, how you can see like how they photographed a supernova, a star-going supernova, and they basically photographed it in 4 times in one photo, and that's how they knew that it was a supernova. They photographed it 4 times and a couple of times across a couple of different years, and by comparing it, they could see it was getting dimmer every time that they photographed it, so that way they knew it was a supernova, and that just kind of was dimming over time. And there were 4 of them, but they also had a couple of galaxies that were kind of like 4 of them in different spots in the photo, and it was clearly the same galaxy, but just like warped completely in different shapes, like completely bended in completely different shapes. And it was basically just because there was somewhere in between the part that they photographed, where they zoomed in on, and the end where we are, somewhere in between there, where the line of sight was a black hole, and that completely bended the light coming from that part that they were photographing, basically. And it not even just bended, it just split it up, and the light basically went in all kind of different directions around that black hole, and that's how it created multiple different copies of every galaxy and shit in the photo. It was super... I was like, what? How does that shit even work, you know? But it's pretty sick if you think about all that kind of stuff. And there's so many good vocals in like documentaries about space, or I don't know, ancient civilizations or stuff like that. There's always good vocals in that kind of stuff. The only thing that you really want to try, and that's what I usually do as well, is find one that doesn't have that much background music, or at least has sections without a lot of background music. And if there is background music, I usually try and find one that has like... It needs to be as little percussive as possible, and it also needs to be as little melodic as possible. So I'm mostly looking for something that has like a drone-y kind of thing in the background, because that's easier to remove. Something that's percussive, if there's like a percussion loop going on in the background, like some war drums or something, yeah, that's gonna be tough. Then you're gonna have to deal with that in the background, and you're gonna have to time it with that. It's gonna be difficult. If it's like really melodic kind of thing, it's also gonna be really difficult to remove. So yeah, if it's like a drone that has like a couple of resonant frequencies, then you're probably could even remove it with Soothe, if I'm gonna be honest. But like with noise reduction, you could remove it as well, and that's just gonna really help. You know, if you're gonna find one like that. Old documentaries are usually pretty good as well, like old nature documentaries. Like a couple of the old Pendulum vocals, those were just straight out of nature documentaries. Like they just had a couple of vocals straight out of those. Like I think it was like a couple of documentaries about like tarantula spiders attacking like another insect or something, and then they just took like a couple of vocals from there. Let's see, we had a couple ones.
It's when we reach a point when all of this stops making sense, in the event it ever did. It is the limit beyond which intelligibility and comprehension begin to fragment.
That part, I kind of like it.
We exist within a particle horizon. This is a matter of time, distance, and velocity. Which is why there is a limit to how far in distance and time we can see the universe. An event horizon is something different.
Let's see. Let's see if we can remove it.
An event horizon is something different.
I mean, sure. Sounds better than before it. So let's do that.
An event horizon is something different.
A little bit of thing at the end, but that's fine. How does this one sound?
We exist within a particle horizon. This is a matter of time, distance, and velocity.
That's perfect.
We exist within a particle horizon. This is a matter of time, distance, and velocity.
Okay.
An event horizon is something different.
Like that thing at the end is a little bit annoying, but we could.
There's something different. And there's something different. Something different.
Take this. Drop that here. I'll actually just do this. Just make a copy of it, basically. But with different noise reduction. Let's see, let's capture this part. Actually do that. Okay, let's see how that sounds now.
An event horizon is something different.
See, now the end sounds better. So, just take this. And let's freeze and flatten these two. So now we've cleaned these two up. And we can use these in the intro. There were a couple of other ones that were good that we still have in there that I need to clean up, but 12, 13. Okay. I have like 15 minutes more to work on this. Then I need to go and walk the dog. Otherwise, he's gonna freak out probably. So now we have this.
An event horizon is something different.
And then we can take this part, drop it here.
An event horizon is something different.
Bam. Fix that part. Do that. Get rid of this one.
An event horizon is something different.
Now it sounds better. We don't have that little thing at the end. So, should we try using this one in the intro? Why not? We're probably indeed gonna do some little reverb action on that. I'm actually already gonna make those. Yeah, that should be enough.
We exist within a particle horizon.
Ooh.
We exist within a particle horizon. This is a matter of time, distance, and velocity. An event horizon is something different. We exist within a particle horizon.
Oh yeah, of course, there is that impact one. I need to freeze that one, otherwise I'm gonna start at the position where I started playing. Probably want to have some reverb coming in here, made from the vocal.
We exist within a particle horizon.
So what I could do is, let's record the output of the vocal group on an audio track. I'm just gonna do input from the vocal track and arm that. And then let's record this.
We exist within a particle horizon. This is a matter of time, distance, and velocity. An event horizon is something different.
Okay, let's take those for now.
We exist within a particle horizon.
I think that one is the one that we're gonna use actually, but let's no, not do that. Reverse it. Let's put a nice long reverb on this. Maybe even there we go. Let's just freeze that. And I'm actually gonna duplicate it before I flatten it. Flatten that one. Maybe I need to make a different version. Okay, so now we have this. That should basically go into there. Can maybe do that, something like that.
We exist within a particle horizon.
Something like that. Maybe even make the vocal from... Oh yeah, I know what I want to do.
We exist within a particle. We exist within a particle horizon. 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 We exist within a particle horizon.
That's what we need. Freeze that. And let's flatten that.
We exist within a particle horizon.
And then I need to do that.
We exist within a particle horizon.
Maybe use both of them, but make this one come in like this. And a bit quieter.
We exist within a particle horizon.
So we got this.
We exist within a particle horizon. 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 This is a matter of time, distance, and velocity. An event horizon is something different. We exist within a particle horizon. An event horizon is something different. An event horizon is something
Oh.
different. something different. An event horizon is something different.
Might have to do some melodyne on this later to try and get this to work, or find a different section where they say event horizon,
Event horizon,
which I already have, but
to an event horizon. To an event horizon. To an event horizon. Something different. An event horizon. 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 To an event horizon. An event horizon. Something different.
that's better.
We exist within a particle horizon. An event horizon. Something different.
That's better. It's not perfect, but it's better.
This is a matter of time, distance, and velocity.
I think this one, why I swapped them around, is because I think this one can work well right here. So right in front of that impact sound.
This is a matter of time, distance, and velocity.
Somewhere around there, maybe even...
This is a matter of time, distance, and velocity. This is a matter of time, distance, and velocity. This is a matter of time, distance, and velocity.
I kind of like it when they overlap a little bit, I think.
This is a matter of time, distance, and velocity. This is a matter of time, distance, and velocity. It's time to take a trip to an event horizon.
This part definitely needs a lot of work. I'm going to put a little rack on the bass group with some reverb thing. So I'm just gonna take a vintage verb. Let's just do something like that. Make it really long. So like really, really long. So like 20 seconds or something. Do a good amount of that so we get some high end back. And what I'm going to do, what I'm going to use this for, I'm going to group this. And this is going to be the wet chain. And then we're going to make another chain that's dry. And then this one we're going to bring the volume all the way down from the wet chain. And I'm going to map that to macro 1. And I'm going to make the maximum volume 0 decibels. So what that's going to do now, because it's in an audio effect rack, the audio is still coming into this reverb. So even if the volume of this is down, it's still generating the reverb signal. So at any times when there is a little gap in the bass, for instance, like right here, or I mean right here at the end, I can use the reverb to fill up that gap by automating this volume. See? That's what I mean. So we can also do a little EQ on it after the reverb to make sure that we don't have any bass. Just do a little bit like that. You can see there's still reverb going on, but we don't hear it because the volume of the chain is all the way down. So now I can just do this. Let's Let's do that so I can see where it is. So we have the chain volume. I'm just gonna call this verb sweep. And then I can just do an automation like this right here. Now there's another gap right here at the start, so we could try out maybe doing this. See, and that way we can fill a gap like that really easy. We also have this here. And we can here, for instance, use it to add reverb to this section.
It's nice to have a trick. It's an event horizon.
Let's do...
It's nice to have a trick. It's an event horizon.
In this section again, here we have a gap again. For instance, we can maybe do just a shorter one like that. Or... yeah, okay, we're getting somewhere. I'm gonna walk my dog, because it's 12:30 a.m. right now and he's probably waiting outside. He's probably sitting at the bottom of the staircase looking up like, yo, human, you're not forgetting me, right? So I'm gonna stop streaming. I'm then going to eat something and chill for a little bit. Getting late though, I'm not sure if I'll stream again. But maybe. Just if you wanna stay up to date and if you wanna know if I'll stream more, then join my Discord, because I'll let you guys know there. The link is in chat right now. If you wanna help support my streams, you can support me on Patreon, patreon.com/artifacts. I actually dropped sample. There we go again. I actually dropped the sample pack today. With a bunch of nice samples in there, some drum samples and some atmosphere samples, and I already started working on the new one for next month already, this month, or yesterday. But this one sounds pretty nice. There's some nice samples in there. Some like interesting samples. Like interesting atmosphere stuff and like that. There's one really long one in here. There's like all kinds of interesting stuff. And yeah, that you can get that on my Patreon right now. So if you want to have that, then head over to my Patreon. I'm gonna be streaming more the upcoming 2 weeks. This is only the start of it. I have a lot of time to stream the coming days, so I'm gonna be streaming more, probably tomorrow again, if I feel like it. I guess so. And maybe I'll stream again in just like an hour or so if I feel like it. I'm just gonna give my ears a little bit of rest right now. And if not, I'll see you guys again tomorrow, probably. Thanks for being here. I'll play this thing before we end. I'll see you guys again soon. Peace.
We exist within a particle horizon, an event horizon, something different. This is a matter of time, distance, and velocity.